Hello and welcome to the Manifest Anything, the Power of Goals webinar. I am so excited for you to be here and to be here with you. I know you've been hearing a great deal about manifesting. People all over are talking about manifest this, manifest that. I get asked quite often, what is manifesting all about? How do you do it? And how do you know that what you are asking for is in alignment with the will of God? Well, simply put, manifesting is all about turning your thoughts, desires, and intentions into reality. Thoughts, desires, and intentions, and key word here being desires. Manifesting can be seen as the first step in focusing on what you want, clarifying those desires, and then maintaining a positive mindset as you go about attaining it. It is the belief that your thoughts and energy attracts specific experiences, opportunities, and material things into your life. But some people find it difficult to manifest. They believe that it's a complex process because they do not understand the principles and technique involved. They do not understand how to turn their desires into action, and often they have limiting beliefs that are preventing them from bringing what they want from the spiritual realm or the unseen realm into the physical or seen realm. And that's what we're here to tweak today. We're here to talk about how you can truly manifest anything in your life through the power of goals. I am Shamika Brown Upshaw, aka your goal digger. I'm your spiritual mindset and business development coach. The purpose of this workshop truly is to empower you with the understanding that goals are extremely powerful. And by setting purposeful goals, meaningful goals, you truly can manifest anything and transform your life accordingly, period. There really are no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Goals transform lives, and I would dare to say that nothing in our world has ever been created without a goal. Even from the foundation of the world, God had a goal to create the earth, the heavens, and everything in it has a purpose. And whether something was created even on accident, the start of the journey has always been to create something, which is a goal. Who is this workshop for? My goal is for this workshop to be a catalyst or a change, or perhaps a reset for some of you, meaning some of you are here because along the way, you have begun to question yourself and whether you can do what it would take to change your life for the better. You have done it before. You're all badasses in your crafts already, but perhaps you are now listening to loved ones, spouses, or the world tell you that it can't be done. And you're beginning to doubt your own abilities to do more or to do something completely different with your life. You're listening to friends who have probably settled on not having much in their own lives tell you that it's too hard or what if it fails. In essence, you are allowing external factors to dictate the outcome of your lives. Does that sound familiar? If any of that sounds true, comment amen in the chat. Somewhere along the way, you may have begun doubting who you are, why you are here, and what you have to offer the world. And so today, we will dig into the power of a personal or business goal and how you can set yourself on a path to go after yours and accomplish what it is that you want in life. So consider today the first step in goal digging. So our agenda for today is simple. We'll do a quick introduction. I'll give you some background on me and why you should trust me as your coach. And then we'll walk through the 7 tips and techniques to manifest your dream life. And then we'll close out with Q&A and a transformative offer. So what are our ground rules for today? And this simple and clear. Be here now, meaning to be present. You cannot go back to yesterday and tomorrow never comes. So the only moment that we have to begin transforming our lives is right here and now. Next is participate. Ask questions. Take notes. Reflect on the topics and information in your own life. Respect others and their opinions too, and respect time. Now that we've gotten all of that out the way, so what do I know about goals? Let's just say my entire career, and I really can say my entire life, has been about setting and attaining goals. First and foremost, I'm a Virgo. So enough said. If you know, you know. I have spent the last 20 plus years of my life helping executive leadership teams in Fortune 500 companies such as TransUnion, Sports Illustrated, Cox Communications, NCAA, March Madness, Bleacher Report, helping all of them refine their vision, align operations to goals, and then establish informed and repeatable processes to scale their businesses for revenue growth. By accomplishing their goals, I help them to make money, and a ton of it. As an Emmy Award-winning Senior Director of Program Management and Operations, I have managed large-scale programs of matrix teams in both technology, media, and entertainment to deliver on our highest goals. So I understand fully how to determine an outcome or target, how to create a strategy, and develop a plan of action to establish any goal, any business, any event, project, or otherwise on a large or small scale. And guess what? I've never failed. And what does that have to do with today? Well, let's just say recently, I took a leap of faith, transitioning from my corporate career as a Senior Director of Business Operations and Program Management to pursue my true passion as a spiritual mindset and business coach. Now, this wasn't just some dead-end job, something that I hated to do. This was my dream job. Yes, you heard that right. So alongside continuing to run our family business as a full-time entrepreneur, which includes a restaurant. If you're in the Smyrna, Georgia location area, it's Chef La's Fish Fry. Come check us out. I have a short-term rental and event space business, a real estate transaction company, and a head game wraps business. Is for a hair accessory that is for adorning your faux locks, your locks, and your braids. And I'm truly excited about this next chapter of my life as I go after my purpose, my passions, my heart's desires, and manifest the life that I truly want to live and leave. And by leave, when I'm saying leave, I'm talking about legacy. I'm talking about generation. And I'm speaking to my why. And to accomplish anything in life, you're going to need to know your why as well. And this simply comes down to my most important roles. I am also daughter to Diane, wife to LaKey, Chef La, and mother to 8-year-old Brooklyn, also sister, aunt, niece, cousin, and friend. And I don't take any of those roles lightly. So meet the home team. They ask me what I do and who I do it for in my 2 Chainz voice. So as I embark on this journey, I'm on a mission, or should I say it is my goal to use my strengths, my skills, my talents, and life experience to help aspiring as well as respected business owners, entrepreneurs, visionaries, and anyone with a dream, project, or goal in their mind heal. Yes, heal first. Because whether we know it or not, a lot of times the things that are keeping us from going after our life goals really has to do with trauma, generational trauma, things that have happened in our past, limiting beliefs, fears and things like that, that we do have to heal and get over. So to help them heal and find their inner power and purpose so they are able to manifest and create the life that they desire. And why do I want to do that? Because my vision is to live in a world where everyone is aware of their strengths, their gifts, their dreams, and how to manifest their heart's desires. There is no concern of jealousy for what the next person has or is doing. Everyone understands that for the Creator in us all, abundance is abound and competition does not exist. We're all unique. We're all different. We all have something else to bring about on this earth. So it's no point in competing against the next person. It's absolutely no point. We live each day with passion, gratitude, love, and joy because we know that it's the foundation of the world, who we were created to be, and therefore the basis of all positive creation. Each day we spark new and exciting adventures that push us higher and higher in our purpose, establishing as many new businesses as possible and fueling our generations to come. Our souls are on fire. We are happy. We are healthy. We are blessed. And so what does that world look like? Just like the one that you and I are about to create. So if you haven't been able to tell, my values are simple: alignment and purpose. I believe to establish and grow a business that you love and one that will last, you must be in alignment with God and your purpose. Positivity and self-love. I believe in order to accomplish anything great in life, you have to speak love and positivity to the one person that must go out and face the world, and that is you. Freedom and legacy. I believe freedom is our God-given right, and that we should maintain and foster it for our future generations through any means necessary. Authenticity and personal growth. I believe in radically being our authentic selves and continuously learning and growing from that innate space. And last but not least, discipline and good times. I believe discipline and good times go hand in hand. In order to get to the good times, you have to be disciplined in order to accomplish the goals that will allow you to be able to allow your body and mind to relax and enjoy the good times. I apologize. There's a delay with the slides. So let's dig into the power of goals. Why set goals and why does it matter? A huge delay. Apologies. Imagine waking up every morning with a clear sense of purpose and direction. What if you could set goals that not only transform your life, but also ignited a fire of motivation within you? How would that make you feel? Put a 1 in the chat if it would make you feel excited and driven to tackle each day. Well, the truth is, having a clear sense of purpose does so many things. Goals offer a clear sense of purpose and direction. They ignite motivation and rekindle passion. So if you ever feel like, oh, I'm not motivated, come up with a goal. Figure out something that you've always wanted to do. Maybe it's something from a long time ago, back in your childhood. Sometimes we have to resurface those original thoughts, those old thoughts, and you could really reignite and rekindle a passion in you that is beyond anything else. Goals eliminate uncertainty. When you have no idea what you want to do, no idea where you're going, sit down and construct a goal. It just puts a whole new spin on your life and give you something to focus on and allow you to make decisions from there. It provides a sense of accomplishment and progress. It allows you to focus on what matters most. It brings fulfillment and satisfaction to your work, makes decision-making easier and less stressful. It gives you a stronger sense of self-belief and confidence in your abilities. So think back to a time when you achieved something you once thought was impossible. Maybe it was acing a difficult exam back in college. Maybe it was landing your dream job, losing weight, or completing a challenging workout routine. What made that achievement possible? chances are it was the result of setting a goal, working towards it, and experiencing the incredible satisfaction of reaching it. That's the power of goals in action. And that's what we want to get to here. So, tip number one of today, in order to manifest anything in your life, tip number one is to have a goal. And more importantly than having a goal, it must be written down. People all over like, oh, yeah, I have a goal of X, Y, and Z. Is it written down? Is it something that you're focusing on? Is it something that you see every day that reminds you of where you're going? The first step of having a goal is to have it and to write it down, but not just any goal. Goals come in many different forms. They can be short-term, long-term, personal or professional, easy or life-changing. But we're here to talk about life-changing goals. No point in talking about the easy stuff. We're talking about how do we manifest anything to change our lives. So those goals, let's focus on those for a minute. Those goals come in three different forms, right? We call them your A, B, and C goals. An A goal is what I say is basically absolutely nothing will change. This goal is something that you already know how to do. It's not complex because you already know all of the steps that you would need to take to accomplish it. An example of an A goal is maybe planning a trip to Jamaica, and you've already done it for a number of years before. So you already know the pitfalls. You already know what it's going to take to get a group of people together, how to travel, when's the best time to eat, and so on. So it's not going to bring any type of goal to you. I mean, any type of growth to you. And the purpose of a goal to grow you. It's maybe stressful. It may be, a challenge in terms of accomplishing it all. But really, you already know the steps to take. And if you took great notes from the last time, you're probably just going to be rinse and repeat. So an A goal is something you already know. Now, a B goal is something that you may not know all of the steps, but in some regards, if you had the right amount of money, say for instance, or if you had, some people who were willing to work for free for 6 months, you have a great idea how to accomplish that goal if certain things would take shape for you. So a B goal, may stretch you a little bit, but you may end up getting better at some of the things you already know how to do. So a B goal is what I call basically the same goal. You kind of go sideways, learn a little bit, but it's not going to stretch you as much. Now, the life-changing goal, that's your C goal, or the considerable change goal. The C goal is a want. It's fantasy. It's something that you desire and are willing to put in the time and effort to bring about something big in this world. This goal is so big that it both excites you and scares you at the same damn time. The C goal, you're scared of it because you don't know how you're going to accomplish it. It's so big that God, the universe, is going to have to come in and make this one a reality for you. But it's something that is down in your heart. It's something that you really want to see brought about into this reality. And it's going to be something that's going to grow you. You get giddy about thinking about this coming to reality. You begin to see yourself being, having, and doing the things. This is a big goal. This is a good goal. This is a life-changing goal. And so before I move on from here, I have to address the elephant in the room. And so often I get asked, how do I tell God what it is that I want? And that's when we go back to the beginning when I was saying, how do you manifest and know that what you're asking for is in alignment with the will of God? So how do you ask God for something? How do you not? How do you not? God said, ask and it shall be given. Seek and you shall find. We were created in his image to be creators. So how do we subject ourselves to living a life that does not represent the goodness or the promises of God if we don't go to him with our deepest desires? So yes, I believe we need to drop that limiting belief that we can't ask God for certain things. I think that we should really focus on creating the life that we want to live. And yes, it's asking God for what it is that you truly want. So today, let's focus on setting a life-changing goal. Now, let's talk about the power of purposeful goals. Purposeful goals, and you could say it's a C goal, absolutely. And what's purposeful about them to me is that it's aligned to your values and desires. This is what really has the ability to shape our lives in some profound ways. So unlike just random goals you just jot down on a piece of paper, personal goals resonate with your core being. It resonates with your soul, if you will. They connect us with what our innermost values and passions are, and making that you are going after a source of inspiration. They really do instill in us the why that goes beyond mere achievement. This is when you're thinking about family. This is when you're thinking about legacy. This is when you're thinking about, before I leave this earth, what is it that I want to do, have, or be? That's the purposeful goals. And I can give an example of a client that I work with. Now, she was in the accounting field, working in corporate America. And once we started working together, she just let me know that she was tired. She was burnt out and really didn't care for the aggravation that she was getting at work and everything being dumped on her. And so we started working to craft her goal, to craft really what she wanted in her life. And eventually, after she started working on her goal and again getting giddy about the possibility and taking steps that set her up for this new life, she eventually turned in her notice and left her corporate America job, using her skills and experiences as an accountant, and formed her own business outside. Listen, as an accountant, there are many people, businesses, small businesses that need your help, or you can contract yourself out to large corporations and so forth. And that's exactly what she did. She aligned what she wanted and created a meaningful life for herself and created more time with her family. And so that's what a purposeful goal could do for your life. Tip number 2 is your goal needs to be clear. You need to be clear about your goal. And that's simply just saying, okay, if you're going to write down a goal, you're going to say, hey, I want to go and get a new job. Yeah. Well, what kind of job do you want? Because the universe can bring you a job that you completely hate. So we need to be clear about our goals. And if you're going to create a life-changing goal, you must be clear on what you want to accomplish. And the more specific, the better. Therefore, to be effective, goals must be SMART. And by SMART, they need to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Now, it needs to be specific enough for you to know where you are headed, and most importantly, when you're going to get there. You have to know what success and what it looks like. It has to be measurable with a scorecard attached. You have to have some way of knowing whether you're making progress or not. So if you say that, hey, I have a goal to make more sales this year than last year, well, what is considered more? Is one sale more than last year sufficient? Is that success? So be as specific as you can. Is 25% more money a month success? And what is considered than last year? So all of that is necessary to make your goal specific, measurable. Next up is achievable. Now, achievable is where I give some pause, because yes, You should have some belief that your goal is achievable, but more than achievable, I think you have to be willing and able to go after the goal. Now, why do I say that? Because sometimes people go after goals that they have no idea how to bring them into reality. That's a life-changing goal. And I can use Elon Musk as an example of that. Elon has a company called, I believe it's Neuralink. And Neuralink is based on the fact that Elon believes that one day they're going to be able to put an implant in our head and capture our thoughts and understanding what we are thinking and I guess possibly even feeling. Now, right now, we may see that as being far-fetched, but he believes that ultimately the world will come to a place where this is a reality and he'll see his goal in. So more than achievable, I think you have to realize or believe that you're willing and capable of going after it. And the last, and then we have relevant. The goal also needs to be relevant to your mission and vision for your life. There's absolutely no fun in going after a goal that does not sit well with what you want to bring about in your life. It's not going to be any point. It's not going to inspire you or anything like that. So it needs to be relevant to your personal life, your family life, your business life, something to that effect. And then the last of the SMART acronym is it must be timed. If you do not set a date or a deadline for your goal, how do you know when you've reached it? You have to have some period of review. So rather the goal is to make 2 million in sales over the next 2 years, or to make, $500 extra a month within 6 months, something of that factor. Somewhere along the lines, you need to have some type of time frame so that you know when to check in and when to know that you've achieved your success. The SMART goals really do act as compass points that bring clarity, direction, and purpose to your goals. And so I've given you a couple of examples of SMART goals so that you can see exactly what we mean about being specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. So this example is for the next year, I will save 15% of every paycheck. I will multiply my savings via investment in X. So specific is for the next year, I will save 15% of every paycheck, which is between $230 and $300. Measurable, my bank will automatically take 15% and deposit it into another savings account so I can see my progress. Attainable, within the rest of the year, i.e. X remaining months, if it's 6 months, 3 months, whatever, I will accumulate an approximate X amount by saving 15% of my earnings. Relevant, by saving 15% of my total earnings, I will accumulate 3,000 amount of savings, which I will then multiply via investment X, investment in Amazon. In total, this would give me a financial boost of getting me closer to my aim of attaining financial independence. Time bound. My goal is to set aside 15% of my savings and increase it by investing in X till the start of the next year. Another example is I will work out a minimum of 20 minutes per day, 3 days a week by December 15th. Specific, I will do low impact exercises for 20 minutes per day, 3 days a week. I will measure my progress using a fitness tracker and calendar, making sure I complete my 20-minute workout. And so you can see we're really getting more and more specific about what it is that we're going after and how we're going to know once we reach the goal. So you can utilize these examples as a way to start creating your SMART goal for your life-changing goal. Tip number 3 is you got to believe. Belief is probably the number one tenet of manifesting and why so many people find it challenging. You have to believe that what you desire is possible and that you deserve it. These two things go hand in hand. If you believe that your goal is possible, but you don't believe that you deserve it, it's like telling God, the universe, don't mind me, I'm just playing. And vice versa. If you believe you deserve it, but do not believe it's possible, you are shooting yourself in the foot again. You are literally placing doubt on the possibility of anything happening. And it is the core reason why so many people do not manifest anything into their lives. It really comes down to belief. Belief, their faith is, I don't want to say it sounds so harsh, but it's kind of shallow and non-existent. And I hear it. It's in our everyday life where we'll say, oh, I have faith. Oh, I'm believing for this. But really you're hoping, because belief is a knowing. Faith is a knowing. A faith is a knowing that I trust God so much, that God is so powerful, that God can do anything. And if God can do anything, that I can believe that he can do the very thing that I am asking him for. And once you get to that level of belief, and it doesn't matter if it comes to pass or when it comes to pass, you believe that all is well and it will transpire in your life. That's the level of faith and belief that you need to have to bring life-changing goals about in your life. I'll have a scripture here. It says, the Bible says everything is possible for one who believes. Mark 9:23. Matthew 17:20 says, truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say this to the mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. So it is not about hoping, wishing, or praying. It really is about a knowing. You truly have to believe in the impossible, because there truly is no limit that we can place on the Almighty. And once you believe, there really is no limit to the power of your goals. Goals have the power to motivate. The relationship between setting goals and staying motivated is deeply intertwined. Why? Because a sense of purpose, that purpose, when it's burning, is like a fire inside of you. It becomes so powerful. It's a driving force that propels us forward, even when we encounter obstacles and setbacks. You know that this is something that you want. You know that it's something that you have to see in reality. And again, like I said, you do not want to leave this earth without seeing your goal in reality. So how many of you have found yourself saying, you know, I'm not motivated to do anything? And I would just simply say to those people, you don't have a goal that is pulling you out of your comfort zone. So goals definitely have the power to motivate when they're big, when they're tied to your core values, when they're tied to your desires. Some motivational voices here, and I would say that they famously said this. Two of my favorite is really Thomas Edison and Tyler Perry. So Thomas Edison, he failed over 10,000 times trying to come up with the light bulb, right? When they asked him about failing 10,000 times, he said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that don't work. And then Tyler Perry, I just recently saw this. He had like an interview back in 2018, and they were asking him about, when he lived in the car and so forth, and did he consider himself a failure? And he said, I have never failed. He said, it's all in how you look at things. If you look at them as the setup for the next thing or your next level, you have never failed either. And then last is Earl Nightingale. He's like one of the pioneers of the personal development space. People with goals succeed because they know where they're going. Goals have the power to create growth. Setting ambitious goals is akin to stepping out of our comfort zones and diving headfirst into the realm of growth and transformation. So ambitious goals have a way of pushing us to explore uncharted territories in any area of life. They require us to stretch beyond our current capabilities and discover hidden potential that we didn't even know that was inside of us. That's a life-changing goal. So growth really is the main thing that you get out of your goals. And when you get growth, everything changes for you, because again, it increases your self-esteem, those intricate things, those intangible things that are so valuable to us. So you can even think about a young bird learning to fly. What they say, eventually the mothers kick them out of the nest, and that's when they fly. They would not have reached that if they didn't leave their comfort zone. So the same is true when it comes to us. We have to leave the comfort zone. So some growth inspiration is, again, Elon Musk. Elon, oh my gosh, he is setting out to revolutionize the space travel industry with his company, SpaceX. And from what I hear, he has no prior experience in the aerospace industry. I believe Elon had a hand in PayPal at the beginning. So he's trying to send people to Mars. So that's some growth for you there when you're embarking on something you've never done before, but something so expensive and something so far out there. But we also can look at regular individuals who decided to start their own businesses, people that you and I know that decided to pursue their passions and go after it against all odds. So these stories are a testament to transformative power of ambitious goals, pushing them to acquire new skills, overcome obstacles, and ultimately achieve remarkable growth and abundance. Goals have the power to create fulfillment. What is fulfillment? Simply, it's, joy, happiness, completeness. It's the feeling that all is well within you. Now, that's, to me, is the ultimate place that we all want to be. So having a life-changing goals that creates that level of joy and happiness in your life, like what could be better than that? So the journey towards goal achievement often brings an incredible feeling of fulfillment and satisfaction. When we aim for something meaningful and put in the effort to make it happen, the sense of achievement that comes with success is like no other. Fulfillment inspiration. Now, this one is near and dear to my heart because it talks about the volunteer that set out to serve. You know how people say all the time, oh, I just want to help the kids and make a positive impact on my community. But what they don't anticipate is getting in and, helping others, but how it really feeds their soul more often than not. And I can say that really is what happened to my dad before he passed. He spent all of his years working for the city of Tampa, and then retired and went to work for, I think it was similar, kind of like a group home, if you will, but he was helping disabled consumers. And when I tell you, he lit up every time he talked to me about it. I mean, he talked about the people not having much, not having a lot of family, not knowing how to do certain things, but that, he just saw the joy and excitement in their eyes for just the simple things. And it lit him up, and it was the best thing for him. And I really do believe that he found his calling, his love for life in the last few years of his. And then you have individuals who actively pursue and achieve meaningful goals. They report overall well-being, including decreased levels of stress and depression. So, like, how good is that? Your goal changes your whole life, people. So goal achievement is not just about reaching a destination. It's about enjoying the journey and reaping the profound sense of happiness and contentment that comes with living a purpose-driven life. And let's talk about the ripple effect of goal, because many people don't realize that once you start and you accomplish one, you get good at it. It starts to feel good. You start to feel giddy on the inside. Guess what you want to do? You want to go after more. You like that feeling and you want to keep on going. You start to develop a sense of mastery and control. You start to boost your own self-esteem and pop your own collar. Like, I did that. If I did that, I can do anything, and that's what happens. It's a ripple effect. Each accomplished goal creates a psychological boost, reinforcing the belief in your abilities. You develop a sense of momentum, propelling you towards larger, more ambitious goals. So yes, goals provide a feedback loop, increasing motivation and commitment to your future goals. So yeah, goals are powerful. I'm telling you, it's something that once you get into the rhythm of it, it's almost like you get a compound effect. It becomes addictive and you seek one goal after the next. It's a ripple effect. Let's get to tips number 4 through 6. Now, they all go hand in hand, so I call them the Holy Trinity. So let's look at each one. The Holy Trinity of goal achievement is vision, planning, and action. So vision, let's go ahead and put them all up, serves as the blueprint, providing a vivid image of what you want to accomplish. You have to have a clear vision of what guides you on your journey towards achieving your goal. You have to know what you are going after. And it's like we said before, that clarity is essential. You can't just say, I want a new job. What kind of job do you want? How do you know this is going to be something that serves you? You have to be specific. You have to be clear about what it is you want. And then you have to sit and visualize it. You have to dream about what it is that you want to accomplish. You have to start seeing yourself doing the thing, being the thing, having the thing. How is it going to help? How are you going to feel when you have the goal in your physical form, in reality? And the more that you can feel those emotions, the excitement, the happiness, the more you can embody that and, hold on to it, for a period of time. I think they said at least a minute or so. The more you can embody that, the more you're going to attract and bring that goal into reality. And that's a key tenet of manifestation, visualizing and seeing yourself with the thing. And you have to be able to feel it and see it in the present moment, not something that's far off, not something that's down the line, because the further it is from you or in your mind that it's not here, the longer it's going to take for you to bring it into fruition, or you may never do it. So present tense, feeling it now, is very important when it comes to visualizing and bringing your goal into reality. So a vision, though, no matter how inspiring, still requires a well thought out plan. And that's why this is a holy trinity. You can't have one without the other. And that's why, program management, project management was always so key and important in corporate America. Some people, would downplay them like, oh, the product person is the CEO because they came up with the idea. I don't care what kind of idea you have, how big and how mighty it is. If you can't break that down from the vision to action, it's not going to happen. And that's what we have here. So next up is planning. I'm so sorry, Swirl. Planning is what transforms big dreams into achievable goals. It breaks down the grand vision into actionable steps, making the process less overwhelming and more manageable. And let's be clear, that's why a lot of people find it hard to go after their goals, because they don't know how to break the vision down into tangible steps. They don't know how to do the planning portion to break it all down. And this is where you break things down into your various steps. Each step can have its own timeline so that you're not overwhelmed. You don't look at it like, oh, I need to accomplish this goal in a year. okay, yes, the overall goal is a year's time frame, but what are all of the various steps that need to take place to get you to the end goal? Let's start creating milestones. Let's start breaking each step down. Let's start to assign a timeline to each of your steps, and we can put different we can start with your launch day, like I said, if it's a year, and then how long is each one of those milestones going to take? We can work backwards and see, is a year enough time? Do we need to spread it out? Or can we actually get done with this in 6 months? We can bring our timeline in. This is where you're really planning and breaking down things so that you have them in manageable chunks and you're not overwhelmed with all of the things that you have to go after and accomplish. So, and one of the other things that I would say about this with the planning is that you are in the driver's seat. So you need to make your plan clear, somewhat aggressive. You don't want it to take in 3, 4, 5 years if it doesn't have to. But you have to keep in mind all of the other things that you have going on in your life. And this is important so that you don't set yourself up for failure. For all of you mothers out here to go home and say, hey, I'm going to accomplish this thing in 3 months. And if you accomplish it in 3 months, it means that you're going to have to do something every single night from 5 to 10 o'clock. But you have to get the kids from school. You have to cook dinner. You have to do homework and all of that. Then setting yourself up with such an aggressive goal is going to leave you feeling defeated and leave you feeling like you're a failure. Don't do that. Make goals that are beneficial and fit within your lifestyle. Maybe you can't dedicate from 5 to 10, but maybe you have the time to work from, 8 to 10 if you get everything accomplished, or 2 days a week when the kids don't have homework or whatever. Make it specific to your life so that you can celebrate your wins versus feeling like a failure. And last but not least, with planning, even having a plan is still just the beginning, because you have to take action. That's the Holy Trinity. So consistent and intentional action is what drives us forward. You can have the vision, you can have the plan, but if you never take action, I promise you, you will never, ever see your goal in reality. You at least have to do the things that God says you need to do. Now, he's going to do a lot. He's going to show up and show out, but some things you have to do. Like he said, faith without works is what? Dead. So there are some things that you're going to have to do with your own hands. So action is the daily commitment to taking steps, no matter how small, in the direction of our goals. So when you can see progress, i.e. check marks on your to-do list or your milestone, it's checked off, what happens? You feel good. You feel good. And the more you feel good, the more motivated you will be to do more, to continue that feeling. And more importantly, you're going to attract more good into your life. That's the law of attraction. It's a huge part of manifestation, because the more you feel good, the more good is going to come to you. If you feel bad and you're around here talking about bad things or whatever, guess what? You're going to see more bad. You're going to experience more bad in your life. So the more we take on actions towards our goals, the more we feel good, the more we attract good into our lives. And again, it's a ripple effect. So a side effect to this is that you will, I already said, more good into your life. But this is where the rubber meets the road. And yet so many people omit this step, but still want to improve their lives. How, Sway? How? So action is a key component. And so in order to stay the course, once you have your goal, once you have your vision, once you have your plan, once you're starting to take action steps, is to celebrate the small wins, find you some accountability partners, a support system, and visualize the end goal. Visualization isn't a one-time thing. It's a continuous thing until you kind of get it down, deep down on the inside of you, that this is something that you believe you can have, and you believe that you're going to see it in reality. And then challenges are not roadblocks, but opportunities for growth. And as you get into your goals, you'll know you're going to expect them, you're going to see them, but hey, those are opportunities for growth. We only grow through the challenging times of our lives. Or you can look back over your life, everything that's challenging, I bet you came out and said, but the learning lesson was, or I at least learned this. We grow through the challenges. And I put in some other daily actions that you can take just to, help you along the way as you go after your goals. So planning your day, starting each day with a plan. Out of your list of to-dos, what's the one thing you're going to try to accomplish today? Time management, managing your time effectively. You can use techniques, to stay focused and work efficiently. Daily reflection, take some time each day to reflect on your progress. What did you accomplish? What needs improvement? And so that you can adjust accordingly. You can stay organized, keep your workspace, and tasks organized. Clutter can lead to distraction. Learn continuously. Now, this is a big component of me. I keep my Audible on. I'm always downloading books that I can listen to on the go. Learning, continuous learning, and learning new things is so important to growth and goal achievement. Have some healthy habits. Prioritize your health. Eat well. Exercise. Get enough sleep. All of those things have a hand in you being more productive. Again, constantly visualizing your success, eliminating distractions, accountability, tracking your progress, networking, seeking feedback from mentors or peers, and then just reviewing your goals on a regular basis. Do we need to tweak anything, change anything, adjust anything? And just making sure that they're consistently aligned with your values and aspirations. So there's a science behind goal achievement, believe it or not. Ever heard of neuroplasticity? It's like your brain's superpower, allowing it to adapt and change. And we really do have to adapt and change, because sometimes when we start to go after our goals, we recognize that, I have some unhealthy habits that are not going to let me achieve my goal. And once you recognize that, you begin taking steps to adjust those habits. And this is where neuroplasticity comes in, that, allows you to rewire your pathways to align with really what it is that you want right now. So it allows you to pick up new skills, tweak old habits and behaviors. It releases dopamine, which is a powerful neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and motivation. And so when you get that release, that's that feel good. Again, what happens? You want to feel good more and more and more. So it boosts your cognitive abilities and problem solving skills as well. Your brain and your goals basically are best buddies. And so last but not least, tip number 7 is brace for obstacles. Brace for obstacles. And yes, we left it for last because no matter how well defined or clear your goal is, how well you visualized, how well you've planned, how many actions you're taking on a daily basis, it is inevitable that you will be faced with expected as well as unexpected obstacles. Some common obstacles and challenges that you can expect to face is self-doubt, uncertainty, fear of failure, fear of success. Yes, we can have both. Some people are scared to succeed, believe it or not. And then fear of the unknown. There's an overwhelming feeling that some people get because they're entering into uncharted territory. Organization is something that doesn't come easy for everyone. So lack of knowledge, like we mentioned before, you can have a lack of business knowledge, financial knowledge, and you may have to have some continuous education to overcome those obstacles to get to where you're wanting to go. And then there's a feeling of isolation or being alone, accomplishing your goals. Sometimes you can't tell everybody, right, that this is what I want to do, because they may not have the belief that you have to accomplish such a big and life-changing goals. We talked about that in the beginning. So when we encounter these obstacles, our goals remind us of why we embarked on the journey in the first place. It ignites our determination and inner strength, and they help us persevere, overcome, and emerge even stronger. So goals are not just destinations. They are the driving force that empowers us to navigate the most challenging times of our lives. And that's when these obstacles arrive. So regardless, when they come up, you have to push forward no matter what. Prayer helps, and seeking help from, other mentors or people who have overcome those challenges before you. So some tips for staying the course once you have your goals set, once you're going after them, once you're, starting to embark on some of the challenges and things like that, is acknowledge the feelings and speak positively to yourself. That is so important, to be able to say, hey, trouble don't last always. Remember that? Many about it. Trouble doesn't last always. This too shall pass, Take a continuous ed class if it's something that you need to learn in regards to, financial education or anything like that. And seek help and invest in yourself through coaching and mentorship. Sometimes you have to go and see somebody else who's done it before or who's capable of doing it. A lot of times we are the first in our families to start businesses. At least it was for me, or to accomplish many different things in life. And so if you don't have anybody in the family that you can go to and lean on, and sometimes it's best to invest in yourself through continuous edge, coaching, and so on and so forth. So with that being said, here is your invitation to transform. So we've wrapped up this journey. We've gone through all of the 7 tips of manifesting through the power of goals. We've explored the impact goals have on our lives in many, many different areas, from igniting motivation, providing clarity and direction, self-confidence, focus, productivity, from fostering personal growth and achieving fulfillment, to understanding the common hurdles to success and the science behind it all. We've uncovered all the secrets to transforming your life and purposeful goal setting. But remember, knowledge alone is not enough. Action is the key to realizing your dream. And it's time to put everything we've talked about today to practice. And I am here to guide you every step of the way. So I want to introduce you to a transformative opportunity. It's a chance to break free from any challenges that may be holding you back from embarking on a journey to change your life. Embark on this journey of growth, purpose, and abundance. So I am thrilled to invite you to a new program that I'm offering. It is called Soul Goals. Yes, remember, I said it has to be tied to your values and your inner being. So we're talking about really defining and uncovering our soul goals. It's a comprehensive coaching program designed to turn your big dreams into reality. So if you want to know more about what Soul Goals is about, it's your journey to spiritual enlightenment and goal attainment. Soul Goals is more than just a coaching program. It's a transformative journey towards unlocking your fullest potential, embracing your inner power, and achieving your most intense desires. It's about aligning your spiritual self with your life goals and values to create a profound impact, not only for yourself, but for everyone around you. This is about legacy. This is about fulfillment. This is about joy. This is about abundance. So at its heart, Soul Goals is a unique system that blends spiritual enlightenment with practical goal attainment. It's a path that empowers you to conquer fear, self-doubt, negativity, insecurity, allowing you to break free from the shackles that hold you back. Now, what can Soul Goals do for you? It can help you uncover your inner power and purpose. Like, how wonderful would that be to be able to know what it is you were put here on this earth to do, and that you inherently, from the Creator, have the power to manifest any and everything that you want in your life. That's the number one thing for me. And once I embarked and really felt that in my own life, it was nothing better. And that's why I really set out to do this work, because I want to see more and more people get in touch with their inner power and purpose. Spiritual enlightenment, an empowered mindset, and conscious creation, like creating from a space of purpose, creating from a space of what you want deep down within your heart, and not just living life day to day and dealing with whatever challenges come your way. We're starting to live on purpose. Authentic self-discovery, really understanding who you are at the core and what you have to offer the world. And improve relationships. Like, everything begins to change once you are in tune with your inner being. You start to see the world different. You start to see people different, and you start to have different expectations of people, because you no longer derive your joy, your experiences, if you will, based on external people and factors, so you can be in relationship with them, but it's not a need, it's not a neediness, it's more of a, two whole people coming together to be together, if that makes sense to you. And then last but not least, business excellence, So what better than to be able to start a business that is tied to your core skills, experiences, desires that you would love to do, and that's going to bring abundance to you and your family. And last but not least, is Soul Goals right for you? Who is it for? I believe that Soul Goals is for aspiring entrepreneurs, anybody with a brilliant idea, project, or goal, who are unsure of how to bring it to life. It's for established business owners who are aiming to elevate their business to new heights. Sometimes you have a business, but yet you can't see beyond where you are to get to what's next. So getting some help from somebody who does have vision and who can help you escalate that business to a new level is second to none as well. And then last but not least, is for anyone with the dream, whether your goal is a business or personal. If it's something that you want to accomplish, there is absolutely nothing in this world that I believe that I cannot do. I cannot accomplish. If I can see it, if I can visualize it, it can come to pass, period. Why work with me? Well, as a spiritual mindset and business coach, I help you connect with your authentic self. I help you challenge your fears and limiting beliefs that keep you stuck. I help you to uncover your power and purpose, and to go after your personal and business goal to create abundance unapologetically. We're going to create a step-by-step plan. We're going to have some accountability. We're going to have a playbook that, it's going to just support you along the way, so that you never feel overwhelmed. You never feel like you don't have a partner on this path with you, and that we can get you from where you are now to where you want to be, and to be able to leave a legacy for your family. What can you expect? Like I said, it was a journey for me from corporate life to pursuing my passion. So I'm no stranger to the ups and downs of chasing a dream. So I will help you with clarity and focus, personalized guidance, identifying any roadblocks, overcoming limiting beliefs, motivation and inspiration. will unlock new strategies, things that you may have not known to try before to get to your next level, and just life-changing results. So before we go on, so yes, so yeah, that's what you can expect from the Soul Goals program. And why do I know that I can provide you this stuff? It's because I can only talk about these things because I've lived them. You see your life, you live your life forward, but sometimes you have to look back at life to connect all the dots to see how you got to where you are. And at the beginning of this, I told you all, I'm an Emmy Award winning program and project management director. I told you that I'm married with an 8-year-old daughter, family businesses that we started, all of the things, and that only came to pass because one day I too felt stuck. I too, when I moved to New York circa 2007, having been in a relationship, that was past its prime, it was probably should have been over, but I was living that life and I was starting to travel on the trains to work. And if you know about New York, when you travel on the trains, you get to read. And I was picking up books and reading books left and right. In Atlanta, you don't really get a chance to read many books because you're driving a lot, right? But I read so many books. And as I was reading the books, it was like spirit, God was speaking to me, that he was prodding me, punching me like, listen, didn't you say you had some goals that you wanted to reach in life? There's other things that you left on the table that you want to accomplish. The books that I would read and were starting to be women who were 30 years old who were saying that, they were starting to regret their lives and starting to feel like they were stuck or they didn't do some of the things that they always wanted. They were in dead-end relationships. I was like, hold up, are you talking to me? And little by little, I said, oh, something has to change. And I wanted to get out and do more. I wanted to travel with my friends, but I didn't have any friends in New York at the time. And so I went out with a young girl, and she challenged me to set some goals. And when I began to sit down and write out what it is that I wanted, I wrote down short-term goals. I wrote down long-term goals. And believe it or not, those goals were, I wanted to have a 1-bedroom apartment in Harlem. I wanted to go back to grad school and get my master's. Why? Because at that time, you could only be a director within the company if you had your master's degree. I wanted to develop a relationship with my dad. I wanted to get married. I wanted to have kids and, turning 30 and all of that. Those dreams were starting to seem like they weren't going to come to fruition. I really didn't want to have a family with the person that I was in a relationship with. So that one had to come to a close. And believe it or not, sometimes we as women have fear over ending a relationship because you have the question, oh, am I going to find someone better? And like I would say, and not necessarily better, but somebody who was more in alignment with what I wanted in order to move forward with having a family, And so they were good in so many areas, but for whatever reason, I didn't want to move forward with having a family. So to me, that was simply a relationship that was past its prime, and I was holding on to something that wasn't going to get me ultimately to the place that I wanted to be. And believe it or not, once I wrote those goals down, and I would typically have the paper to show you all, but somebody misplaced it at one of my last vision board parties. But I wrote it all down, y'all. And when I tell you, when I look back at that paper a year and a half, 2 years later, I literally broke down in tears because everything that I wrote down came to pass. Everything. That's why number one is to have a goal, but more importantly, it's to write it down. Because once you write it down, you're declaring to God and to the universe that you are serious about what it is that you want. I wrote down all of those goals, and this was circa 2009, 10 or whatever. By 2010, I was in grad school. I was living in Harlem. I was living in my 1-bedroom apartment. By 2011, I was getting ready to graduate. I had left the relationship. Let's be clear on that. By 2011, I was getting ready to graduate from my from Fordham University Graduate School of Business. I had met the person who would become my husband, and I met him the same weekend that I was celebrating getting my dream job as director of operations for Sports Illustrated. Everything that I wanted came to pass. By April 29th, 2012, we were married. We moved back to Atlanta. By 2013, we had opened our family business, and I had always told God that I wanted a business. I didn't know what type of business it was. I've tried so many things throughout the years. I didn't know what ultimately it was going to be, but I knew I wanted to have a business because I knew that I wanted to one day be able to say whether I continued to work in corporate America or not. And now that dream is coming true right here and now. So that's how I know the power of goals. That's how I know that writing your goals down and being serious about a thing has the ability to transform your life. And that's why you can trust me as your coach to help you navigate the same steps of uncovering your power, your purpose, your life-changing goals, and then to take the necessary steps to bring it into fruition. So I'm going to open up the floor for any questions, but I know I've kept you all here for a ton of time. So we're going to go ahead and move forward and just go to the exclusive offer for this workshop. We're offering one-on-one coaching. It's Soul Goals. It's going to be a 3-month transformative coaching program to go after your goal. It's designed to support you in a one-on-one capacity if your dream or goal is to get unstuck and start a physical or online business. So this is a dual track program where we will focus on both mindset and business setup, planning, organization, and execution. And it includes mindset, life coaching, business planning, using my power, purpose, plan, and profit framework. So you can see all the things that is included. I've kind of mentioned some of them, but we'll do a goal digging, goal strategy, foundational session to get to the heart of what you want to bring about. We're going to have some power, purpose, plan, and profit modules that we'll go through. And I'll also offer you all, which is a bonus, because this program in itself sells for over $3,000 to $6,000, and that's thinking into results. If you've ever heard of Bob Proctor, he just recently passed, but he is a pioneer in the personal development and goal setting space. I'm going to offer his program to you where you really get to dig into the power of goals. We'll do step-by-step planning with milestones. You'll get access to any of the created digital templates and tools that we use for you to utilize. You'll have access to me via email or text in between our sessions. And we'll do 2 45-minute calls per week for the first 2 months of this program. And then we'll move into 1 call per week thereafter. But the goal is to really hone in on what you want to do in your business or with your goal, plus give you an enormous amount of time to focus on mindset, habits, and things like that we need to get to the core of as well. And then we'll have a community. So this offer is typically $3,500, but today we're going to offer a discount. And it's only going to go for $3,000, which is a $1,000 deposit. And then it's $1,000 per month thereafter. And if you're interested, I can put the full link in the chat so that you can click on it and sign up. We have a pay in full link if you just want to pay in full in one payment, or you can pay the deposit only and then pay monthly from here on out. For those who want group coaching, we have a 3-month program similar to the last, except for some of our calls here will be with the group, and then you'll still have some one-on-one time with me to kind of integrate everything, and again to make sure that we're honing in on what your goals are, and I have an understanding of how to help you break that down. So the group coaching offer is $2,000, but today we're going to offer a 25% discount, making it only $1,500. That's a $500 deposit, and then $500 per month thereafter. And again, you'll get all of the same things plus community, and we'll work in the group, and you'll have one-on-one time with me. Same applies. You can pay in full, or you can pay the deposit and then monthly. And then we have a couple of workshop offers. If you want to get started on uncovering your purposeful goal, you can get our Discovering Your Soul Goals ebook. It's only going for $15. It's also available on the link. And then if you want to get more information or discuss with me, ask any other questions before you get started, feel free to book a call using the Calendly link. It's Spark Life Planning /30 minutes, and we can set up some time to discuss and see if we can get you on your path to uncovering your soul goals as well. If you want to connect with me on social, I am Your Goal Digger on IG and Shambro on Facebook. Last but not least, I want to thank you so much for your time and participation and attendance and engagement with this webinar. Like I mentioned before, I am so passionate about helping others unlock their potential, unlock their power, unlock their purpose, and really go after their goals and dreams. It gives me nothing but pure joy to be living and walking in my purpose and destiny, and to help everybody else do the same in theirs. So I will leave you with the message of hope and empowerment as you embark on your goal-setting journey, and that is challenge your fears and you will succeed. Be blessed, everybody.